Miss Patricia McKinney.
Hello, welcome back to the Patricia McKinney Show. And we are here with Eve Esterburn. And before our break, we talked about um, your husband and his abusive behavior. Okay, so now, before the break, we talked about him hitting you about 6 or 7 times. So, what happened? What did you do after all these attempts on your life? Because really, he attempted to kill you, if you ask me.
Yes, he did.
So, what did you do?
Well, basically, I started to seek the face of God, started to pray,
Started to pray.
and then I took the matter to my pastor, and I told her a little bit about what was going on.
Did your pastor know that you were in an abusive relationship?
She didn't know.
So you kept it a secret
Yes,
because you was what, ashamed?
ashamed and a little bit embarrassed.
Okay.
This was one relationship I've been in a very abusive place.
Okay.
Hmm.
And so what did you do after that? After you told your pastor?
I told when I once I told my pastor, I took the issue to her. What she basically did after Bible study is she took me home, and I started to grab a whole bunch of stuff for my son,
So
and
she
then
took you home and told you to do what?
to get my personal belongings and my son's stuff, important papers and all that, and then I took all that stuff and then I went. I basically escaped. I
Okay.
left, yeah, and she took me to a safer haven,
Okay.
in a better place.
In a better place. So when you were there, what happened?
When I first got to the safe haven, I
Was
was
you scared?
I was scared. I was confused and all messed up because I was coming from a bad situation,
Right.
and everything seemed so bizarre to me.
Right.
But I, little by little, day by day, I had to get myself together, get myself situated, figure out, what's the next step to, move on and all that.
So
And
basically, she got you out of a bad situation
yeah, she did.
so you can get your life back together.
Together, yes.
Right. So when you were in the safe haven, you discovered that you was pregnant again.
Yes. Oh my gosh. So when I discovered I was pregnant again, I was scared. I was confused. I was all emotional. I was very messed up.
Because
And
now you're trying to figure out, all right, I just left this man. I have a baby. Now I'm about to have another baby. I got all this going on in my life. I'm running for my life. And what am I going to do? So what did you do from that point?
what did I do from that point? I basically stopped doing everything. Just
Did you
just
begin to
stand still.
pray?
Yes, I did. I began to pray, seek the face of God, and little by little, God started to show me, give me directions on what I needed to do,
Right.
and from there, basically, because I was messed up, my mind,
Right.
my mentality, everything. So, and I felt like I was gonna go crazy
Right.
at one point, and so praying to God, I felt like I had peace,
Peace.
that perfect peace that passes all understanding, and yeah, basically that's it. And
Okay, so you stayed in a safe haven
haven,
for
yes,
about how long?
I would say for a few months,
Okay.
and then after that, I transitioned to a shelter.
So you're in a shelter now.
Yes, I'm currently living in shelter with
And what
both
are
of
you
my
doing in the
kids.
shelter?
What am I doing in shelter right now is basically trying to get my life back on track. I'm currently looking for a job, and I will be starting school soon
Good.
too. I'm also on government assistance,
Mm.
which I do not want to be on it,
Right.
but it's a help now, for now until I wean myself off of
Right.
everything that I'm on.
Because on my previous show, I had Karen Ricketts on, and she was saying how she was on government assistance. And yes, it'll be a good idea that you get off the government
Yes.
assistant program.
Hmm.
You really have to seek the face of God in this hour
Yes.
because you need healing, you need restoration,
I do.
and you need direction. And the only person that can do that for you right now is God. God that is going to bring forth um, full manifestation of His healing in your life, so you can go on in your life, because you've been through a lot. You're only 28 years old, and now you have two children. You're coming out of very abusive marriage, and so you're trying to get your life on track.
Yes.
And so, how is it to be in a shelter with just you and your children?
I thought it was gonna be bad, and the way I pictured the shelter is just a lot of beds and just one room full of a lot of people. But it's really not. It's really
So
not.
you
like
have your
that.
own room.
Yes, I have my own room with my two children, and once I get into my own room, it's a private setting.
Okay.
And the shelter that I'm living in currently right now in Stanford, it's one of the best shelters in Connecticut.
So you're taking advantage of everything they have to offer.
Yes, I am.
Okay.
Yes, I am. And they help you find jobs, housing. So I'm taking advantage of everything that
Okay.
is in front of me.
And like I said, you need a job.
Yes.
Living on government assistance is not the way to go, and that's not how you want to raise your children.
No, I do not.
Okay? You need a job, and you need God to open that door for you, because, as you know, we're living in a tough economy. It's tough out there. I was doing some research today, and they said that there was only 76,000 jobs created, I believe, last month, and that's sad. And most people can't find the work, and most people have dropped out of the job force.
Yeah.
And so it's going to be hard for you to find a job, but in God, all things are possible.
Yes.
So you're going to have to depend on Him in this hour. And I want to thank you for coming on the show, sharing, your story.
Well, thank you for having me.
And I have a similar story. I was in multiple abusive relationships where they got real physical. And so I can understand where you're coming from. And it took me a long time to understand that I was an abused woman. I was broken. I was hurt. I was rejected. I was raped. I was beaten. I had a life of crime, prostitution. I was lonely. I was embarrassed. I was shamed. I had all of that. But I allowed God to heal me. And I allowed God to restore me, so I can have a show and have women like you come on and share your stories, so you can help other women out there.
Yeah.
So I wanted to say you're courageous for coming on the show. Keep moving forward. Do what you have to do for you and your sons.
Yes.
You understand?
Yes.
And get off government assistance.
That is right.
Okay?
Yes.
You have to strive to do better for your sons. Okay?
Yes.
It's about taking care of your children now. Okay? You made all the mistakes in the world. So now you have to be an example for your sons. It's going to already be hard for them because their father's not around and they had an abusive father. And you don't want your children, your sons, growing up like that.
No, I do not.
Right. So you have to set an example for them and find a positive male role model for them in their life, because they're still babies. So, and we're living in a time now where, our kids don't stand a chance out here.
No.
So you just want to just keep moving forward. Pray.
Yeah.
Prayer is powerful.
Yes, it is.
No matter what they say, God is real.
Yes.
Okay? And He still answers prayers. He is mighty and He is strong. And that's all you need in this hour. Yeah. So thank you, Eve, for coming on the show. And we want to thank everybody for tuning in to the Patricia McKinney Show. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Prophetess4. And you can also see me at www.womenintrend.org. Talk to you later. Bye.